Does anyone still believe in paradise?
Hello, everybody. I'm Mario Bonds, and I'm excited about the guest that we're speaking to in the Jenleeion Circle today. He's an actor, a TV producer, a writer, a director, and a songwriter, an artist specialist, a development specialist, and also a visionary. He has a coveted phrase of "You should know me." And indeed, I hope by the end of this conversation that you will, in fact, know him if you don't already with his various TV appearances. We are talking to Jevon Dewand. How are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Thank you so much for the great introduction. I'm doing absolutely blessed and wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure. My goodness, you wear so many different hats.
Mhm.
I wear a lot of hats as well, and I find a lot of them to be exhausting. But when it's in the arts, I guess you find all of them to be fuel. So with all of the hats that you do wear, from acting to producing to writing to songwriting to directing, what have you.
Mhm.
Take me into your world before we talk about some of the work that you're in. Take me into your world of how you got started in this creative space.
Well, I love music from the beginning. And, coming from humble beginnings and, being in the hood or whatever the case may be, you only had a couple of things you could do. And one was being, a drug dealer, a
Mm.
robber, you know what I mean? The things that are around you, pimp and hustlers, and also, athlete. And I was an athlete as well, but I found a craft and I started dancing, man. I really like dancing, and it got me away from seeing everything else that everybody else saw. It took me to other places. So I started just
Mm.
dancing. And I really liked it. I was like, man, I really wasn't even that good at it, to be quite honest with you. But I stayed next to this guy named Pop, and he was really good. And I just stayed next to him, and I got better. And inside of that, I started working with artists. And I was like, man, I'm a dope artist, developer, choreographer. Just give me a chance, opportunity. You ain't got to pay me nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm just going to give me a chance to go out here and show you what I got. And Jermaine Dupri was one of the first persons that gave me that opportunity to go in and start working with a lot of his artists, from, him and Little John, from the Bass All Stars to Lathan and all that. And then it moved up to Jagged Edge, and then to Escape, and to Avant, and to Kiki Wyatt, and the list could just go on and on and on. There's so many different So the dancing was my first thing, man. And I started doing that. And then after that, I was like, man, someone whispered in my ear and was like, man, you could be an artist, And I was like, man, I could be, huh? He's like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? You do great on stage. So I taught myself how to rap. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go out here and start rapping and start doing this. And I believed it first. And I ran across, and I used to go outside to every club, and like I was like Spider-Man. I'll climb on everything in the club, rapping, just a bunch of energy. And
Wow.
Jazzy Faye, which is now my best friend, gave me an opportunity and produced a record called Hollywood. And it did very well, and it got me a deal with L.A. Reid with my partners Jeff Wood, and rest in peace Sheepdog, my brother.
Wow, that's inspiring to me, and I say that to I say that as a creative artist that is currently going through the process of climbing the ladder. That's inspiring to me to hear something like that, especially when it's naturally given talent. Now, you talk about dancing, you talk about rapping, but you've touted acting as your main passion. When did the acting bug bite you?
I think it was when I was very, very young, and I used to lie very well. To be quite as honest with you, my mom was like, "You're such a good liar." I was like, "Yeah," and then I could pretend so well. And just being honest and being transparent, I think that it takes the ability of flexibility in your imagination to become someone else. You got to have a little crazy bug for you. Think about, let's use, Jamie Foxx, who I love, who becomes Ray Charles and lives that way to be that person, or Will Smith becoming Muhammad Ali. So you have to be kind of a little crazy, but a lot of freedom inside of your mind, your body, and your spirit to want to be someone else and actually pull that off. So I love that, because it's like you get the ability to show all your crafts, because you might get blessed to, get a role that dance, that sing, that, acts, and then have some of the fears and the traumas that you've been through. So it kind of become therapy at the same time. So I love acting because I can really, really dive in to the things that's in the deepest pathos of my body that I can't bring out in music, but I can bring out in the act of craft between being someone else. So you think you're imagining watching me entertain you, but at the same time, while I'm entertaining you, I'm absolutely going through the real things that happen in my life. So it was therapy for me as well, but it was just in a way.
See, I love that. There's magic in that, in the sense that acting is therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two mediums of it that you enjoy, whether stage or in film.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy the experience of being able to you transform yourself into other characters. But stage and film, there's definitely two different controls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, having to appeal to a camera, sort of look passively through past the camera, or so to speak, or simply being able to engage an audience. Honestly, I have found that a lot of times it's a gift when someone can translate their acting ability from stage to film and vice versa.
I
How,
agree.
how have you found being able to live in that sort of versatility? Have you found it difficult, or is your ability to act so transformative that you've been sort of, medium agnostic, so to speak, when it comes to stage or film?
I would say when I first started, I started with an acting coach. His name was Mr. Gaylord Parsons, Celebrity Actors Workshop. He's very great. He embarrassed me from the beginning, right? He
Mm.
took me in and I was auditioning for a play. And he was like, I want you to get on the sofa and I want you to hunch the sofa and act like you're making love. But I know you're going to finish in 2 minutes anyway, but I want you to make the scene so amazing to that pillow. And everybody was in the room. So at
Wait,
that,
let me make sure I understand the verb. He said hunch the sofa,
I hunched the sofa and the
not hump the sofa, but hunch
hunch it. Because
it.
he old school. He didn't
Yeah,
say
I got
hump it.
you.
He said hunch it. He's like, hunch
Got you.
that sofa, and I want you to do it so well that it's believable. And everybody was in this room, girls, guys, everything. You only had two choices, either to do it or not to do it. And I'm gonna bring that home. And I'm gonna bring that home for you. You either have a choice to do it or not to do it. And if you do it believable enough, then the imagination of women or whoever will start imagining them being in that pillow. If not, then it's not going to work. Same thing in life, from stage to film. You have to have transparency and you have to have flexibility in your ability. You have to have flexibility in your ability, in your mind, that you can make it happen. There's no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're on stage, you got to think about it. You might forget a line. Things may happen. There are no mistakes. In film, you can cut. We're going to do that again and do it again. In stage, I love it because you can't bring it back. You can't bring it back. So it gives you even more chops to be like free again. Like, oh man, what you say? No, that's what happened. Oh man, that line that you used to have back in the days, and your partner might have forgot the line and you done fed them the line while you're still in scene, while you're still in character. So then when you take it to film, for me, it's really easier because I get to do it quite often over and over. But the main thing is being able to nail those lines. I practice making sure I can get off book very quickly. That means going to memorize lines very fast. I thought that would be amazing for, going to auditions and things like that. So I always practice the redundancy, just like dancing, a step 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I read my lines. I don't know what you said. You can tell me again. I don't know what you said. You can tell me again that I moved the paper. I don't know what you said. You can tell me again. And that's how I feel like, for me, I'm always equipped in my technique. Don't matter if it's film, TV, or commercial, or anything else. Don't matter.
That's fantastic.
It's all dance steps.
Well, all dance steps. I like that. So the art of it for you is equating into the practice of dance steps and it being a mental process. Now, Jevon's acting career has taken him to Stomp the Yard, Mama Flora Family,
Mm-hmm.
New Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Love and Hip Hop,
Yep.
Dating in Atlanta,
That's my movie.
Driving Black in America. I want to stop there for a second. Driving Black in America, obviously, given the increasing, and I hate that we have to use that word, increasing, right? Because we hope it would be going the other direction in terms of decreasing. But given the increasing issues with racial disparity and the racial reckoning that we have in this country, take me to Driving Black in America. What did that production mean to you?
That production means everything to me, to be quite honest. I even changed the name because I wanted to make it bigger than Driving Black in America. And it started with that because I know so many young men are going through this horrific situation. But I was like, it's bigger than Driving Black and it's bigger than the police. So I changed the name to Hate.
Mm.
I was like, my slogan is hate is the #1 disease in the world. And my question to you is, have you been tested? Because I'm love positive. Because see,
Wow.
what's very important is that a lot of people think it's racism, they think it's classism, they think it's economics, they think it's politics, they think a lot of things, and all of that comes with it. But it's really pushed by the hate inside of you, and it's very hard to figure out the person that's right next to you is affected with hate. And you hate me for what? Because the color of my skin, or you hate that person because what they look like or what they're driving. That's black on black crime, white on white crime. I don't care what kind of crime it is. You hate this person, you're jealous of them because their sexuality. What? They love what they love. I don't understand why we're so caught up into judging and hating on something or somebody that you haven't even met and haven't had a conversation. So this movie, and I kind of moved it to Movality, where it's a movie and a documentary at the same time, where I play this like angel. I'm a working angel. His name is, and I'm working to get into heaven, but God won't let me stay because I did so many wrongs in my life. So I go back to this white guy. His name, he playing inside of here. B, he killed it too. He's really mad because I flipped the script. His father got killed by a black man, and his father was a white police officer. So what he did was like, oh my God, I want to repay the debt. I want to revenge, like most people would. I want to revenge. But this black guy who's homeless gets in and take this ride, kind of like riding down memory lane. And he don't know why he's so, in tune with this guy, but he really frustrated by him. He's the only one that can see him, because that's what God do in your life. He send you people that you may not want to identify with to bless you. And he took the time to listen to this tough conversation, have this tough conversation, which a lot of us can have without getting violent. And I think it will move us to the love meter where we need to be. We need to have conversations of understanding to comprehend, not just to communicate. They always say communication is the key. I'm like, no, communication is one of the keys on the master key of comprehension. And in this conversations to comprehend each other. So even if we didn't agree with each other, we understood each other. So that's how powerful this movie is.
Yeah, and there's synergy in what you're saying, Jevon, with the world that we live. Now, it's funny, earlier you mentioned Ray Charles, but the commonality that I have with Ray Charles and the Jamie Foxx experience is that I am totally blind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but most people wouldn't know it. But you talk about being a chameleon.
You give my claps right now. I hate to cut you off because I did not know it. And man, that's powerful, brother. That's powerful.
And the way I say it is that I'm a totally blind man that plays a person who can see every day.
Wow. I'm a total blind man playing a person that can see every day. Let me expound on that for you and give you some flowers for you today. I got a book coming and it says, sight is a blessing, but vision is a gift.
Wow.
And you know what walking in? You're walking in your gift. Jump, just understanding my purpose. And you're walking in your gift because I did not know that you was blind. You're reading, doing all the things and holding this interview. And I commend you for that.
I appreciate that. It's but we have a campaign, an anti-bullying campaign, an anti-discrimination campaign called I Am Human Too. That's associated to all of the music that I do. And what stuck out to me is, again, I use the word synergy between you and I, is because the idea that that you're love positive and that hate is a disease. It's funny because when we look at the fact that hate is something that is taught, that's the contagion, right? Diseases are passed on. So the imagery that you gave me, even with those simple words, are that much more powerful for me to stay the course. So that's why I wanted to stop there to talk about that particular production, because that should be a staple. It really should be. And with that being said, you also are in the cast of the hit show that is currently on the Bounce Network called Saints and Sinners. Are you having a good time with that?
No, I love Saints and Sinners. It's great. I love being there from the beginning. So many different actors and actresses that are so amazing. The set is super, super duper fun. The whole time I was there, I had a great experience, and I was on a lot of episodes as well. But to play next to people like Clifton Power, you would never know how amazing he is as an actor, and Don Halfkennan and Anthony Dalton and so many people. I mean, I can't even name them all, man. It's like these people and the people that I'm acting with are killing it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what Bounce TV did coming into Atlanta with Ryan Glover and Jay Case that I've been knowing since Peachtree TV, and Ricardo. I mean, they came up with something. It started from just this is what I mean by vision. Bounce started with just playing, regular reruns of Richard Pryor and things like that. Then they went into comedy. Then they finally started spinning off into a couple of sitcoms. And then after the sitcom, you come with this big show Bounce, Saints and Sinners, and everybody want to know who the saint is and who the sinner is. And now everybody's in tune. And now you sell it for millions and millions of dollars. And that's the real reality of a dream. Understanding
Yes.
step to your vision. And I'm very proud to be a part of that from the beginning with Ryan Glover and Jay Case at Peachtree TV, because I had a show called Welcome to Dreamland that went to BET, and we partnered up on that as well. And when I auditioned for the show, they didn't even call me. I auditioned myself because somebody else told me. So I didn't even go through who was the owners of Bounce, because I wanted to earn what I was going to get. I wanted to earn it. I want no handout. I don't want nothing. So I just went in and auditioned myself. And I appreciate Swirl, and I appreciate, G for giving me the opportunity to go in to unwrap my gift.
Fantastic. That's really exciting. And in fact, your talent has had you work with a whole host of incredible artists, from Queen Latifah to CeeLo Green to the late Cicely Tyson. So far, what has been your greatest experience working with which actor?
Oh man, that's hard to say. Cicely, I was playing a slave in Mama's for His Family, and I wasn't even one of the biggest actors in that movie. It was Mario Van Peebles, Queen Latifah, and a lot of different people. So that was a great experience because I was younger, and to see how powerful they were on and off screen, just sitting over there being a fly on the wall, was awesome as well. I played with Isaiah Washington in a movie as well. It was great. But I think my favorite, maybe the most powerful, may have not. I don't think it comes from any celebrity that you may know. Actually, it's actually hate, and the reason why is because I did not write myself into that movie. I wrote someone else in it, so it was actually an older white guy, and Brian, who plays the younger white guy. But the older white guy was like 80 years old. So we had the car. I had the car because I directed and wrote that film as well. I had the car sitting up on a rig, and it was hard for him to get in and out the car and to remember those lines. So Brian was having a hard time jousting, is what we call it, having chops going back and forth. So at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, man, I got to give him his day rate, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And then I said, I'm going to play Booth. And he was like, how you gonna play Booth? And my friend Monty, who's my DP, and Fontaine, Tim Fontaine, Sebastiana Lamont, my whole team was like, well, how are we gonna do it? I start calling people. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Call time is 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what I'm gonna do? And I came across this young lady named Jason. She do makeup. I met her on Saints and Sinners. And she came over 6 o'clock before she went to school. So I got to come over at 6. And she made Booth, the old guy that you saw. I've never practiced that character. I never ever been that character before. I didn't know what I was going to say. I said, I'm just going to wait until I say action. And then that's when it came, hey, what you talking about? Yeah. I just snapped in. So that was more of the best, most powerful, and it taught me something. God said, I want you to direct and write this movie to move the world, but I didn't tell you I want you to not be in it. And that's how he put me in. So I would take that as the most powerful thing that has happened to me thus far.
That's fantastic. How are you with improv?
I'm good.
You are?
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Obviously, you have to be the fact that you live between stage and film. I think that's excellent.
Yeah, you had me ready. I thought you was about to give me one. I was about to go. I said, yeah.
Oh, let's go then.
Let's go.
Okay.
You got to be in the scene too, though. Come on, let's make up a scene. You make up a scene. We're gonna improv it. Come on.
Okay, so all right, cool. So you coming into an office to get a job, and it's a jackass British dude who doesn't want anything to do with you. So the guy says, "Clearly, you're a bit in and over your head. Your
Um,
application, but there's no way that I can let you come aboard. I cannot
but sir,
better than the other people."
please, sir, I just need a job. Listen, if you just give me an opportunity to work for you, I promise you I'll be before time. I'll leave late. I do anything and everything I need to do. Just give me an opportunity. That's all I'm asking for.
But have you forgotten that you're black? Everyone here is white. How on earth are you going to get on with that?
What are you talking about?
You're black. Your skin is dark. Are you blind too? You're dark. You're black. There's white people here. I'm not going to be the bloke that makes it possible to make a bunch of white people uncomfortable because we
No,
live in
no, that is the problem. That is the problem. Because you know what? You're about to miss out on the best gift that you ever had in your life. Just because I'm black doesn't mean that I am not capable. Just because he's white doesn't mean he's better than me. But one day you're gonna work for me. I don't even want to work for you anymore because your mind is too small for a person like me. My dreams, my admirations, and the things that I bring value to a room is now just walking out because it's over. Good night, good riddance, and go kill a damn chicken and eat it. Bye.
And with that, you always take out the trash. That's all you'll be good for. Now get out immediately. Yeah, so yeah, you're fantastic. Thank you for indulging me. That was fun.
All you're good for is taking out the trash.
Bleating bastard.
Yeah.
Now your skin. The thing I like about you is that you have all these talents, but you're very big on giving back and trying to teach others on how they can get to the same road to success, or at least how they can become the best version of them in their artistry.
Mm-hmm.
Artist development specialist. How deep and busy is that for you, and how did you get into that?
Artist development is always busy. I own a couple of bands. One is called I Love This Band. Another band is called One More Song. We play all over the world for weddings and corporate events. We're always artist developing inside of there. We also work on artists all the time with Jazzy and myself and Gassner, the artist. So artist development is very important because I think it transcended now though. It has moved from artist development to life development because everything we're doing in artist development is to transcend and translate to your life. So now I don't need you to be an artist anymore. You can be Mike Karen, who's a big exec. I was working with Cody Simpson. He was like, I need to take this class. Lord have mercy, because it's always working on the mind. If I work on the mind, everything else will follow. You work on everything else without the mind, everything else will crumble. So artist development has went to life development. So that's what made me write my book. I have a book called Jump, Just Understanding My Purpose. It's a quick read. My first chapter is repairing because I had to repair, man. I felt like I was heavy like a sponge and I had to repair. Like, how am I going to repair some of the things that I've been through? So after the chapter is 10 pages for you to write it down, how to repair it, and then how you're going to do it. Then the next chapter is preparing. Prepare what God has for you. Then you got to write down how you're going to get that to help yourself. The next chapter is to activate, to do the work. And then the last chapter is to jump. So I take that same premise to Jagged Edge to, anybody that I'm working with, and also the person that works in corporate America or the garbage man or the coach or the kids. It's all life development now. So I'm always inside of a room with a mirror. I just left. I'm doing something very new right now because I'm really tired of working out. So I was like, man, I got to do something fun. So I'm doing this new project that I got to tell y'all about later on, but it's really good. It's called Workout Live, where it's going to be like TikTok mixed workout dancing, but it's going to be with a live band. It's going to be ridiculous.
Hey, look, that's synergy as well, because I'm telling you, I work out every single day, and I'm totally blind, but we're moving up the ladder to try to position me as a blind fitness model.
Oh, nice.
Having just done my first magazine cover, and a lot of what I do is sort of workout dance. I'm nothing like you because I'm a blind person that's just doing a bunch of crazy stuff with abandonment. But I would, if it would be awesome to do one of those videos with you when we come to Atlanta. That would be really awesome, really exciting.
You can count me, write it down, and call me, and it's already done. We're in agreement. It's gonna happen. Let's do it.
We'll make it a Jenleeion thing. That'll be exciting. With that being said, I want to talk to you about two more things. we know about your music, but you also have a love for sports and animals. So two things: your favorite sport and your favorite animal.
Football is my favorite sport. My favorite animals is lions.
Lions?
Lions and eagles. Yep.
Are you a Leo?
Absolutely. August the 12th.
Yeah, I had to ask. Lion, lions are big cats. Look. My son is a Leo. My 10-year-old son, and my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. I love lions, man. I love lions and eagles. I think I like lions because they are strong, fast, and also give you presence without having to make so much noise compared to other cats that I watch. I love all animals, and eagles is the mindset. That's my mindset. I always say that eagles fly high, and I like to make sure that my altitude is on another level. And anytime it starts dropping, I go higher. So that's my
Yeah, absolutely, and I love that. So with that being said, I know that you've done a lot of great things and a lot of cool things, but your greatest feat is becoming a father. Tell me about fatherhood.
Oh man, fatherhood is everything. Like yesterday was one of the best experiences of my life. My son graduated from high school, 3.3 grade point average. Cool dude. Um, I know for a fact that he's a father. What would I say? How can I say it? Besides a gift, it's something that we talk about all the time. He's my gift, of course, but he's also the definition of what true love really is. And what I mean
Mm.
by that, it don't matter if I'm broke, don't matter if I have money, it doesn't matter if I'm sick, it doesn't matter if I'm frustrated or mad. From the beginning of time to right now, he looked at me the same way when I walked through the door. That's why I love animals, because my dog Bear, he was a big, German Shepherd. He looked at me the same way. It doesn't matter what I was going through. He treated me the same. He loved me the same. He protected me the same, and vice versa. And God gave me my son, and he showed me the true depiction of what real love is. Of course, we go through it as fathers, as teaching and giving information and downloading different stuff to their laptops, and they think they know it all and all that. But
And that you know nothing.
you know, the
Yes.
percentage of being a father and being connected to someone who values you in their life on a very high level and vice versa. We became friends and parent all in one. So he tells me everything, things that he want to try, the things he shouldn't try, all his friends around him, and I keep an open line of communication with comprehension so I don't judge him. So that's my greatest, 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 greatest blessing besides waking up. That's my number one blessing. But that's my next blessing is my health, and then my son graduated, man. To be a
Uh,
dedicated father for 18 years. And I have to give shout outs to the mother of my child. She's great. She killed it too. His village and everybody else that helped. Man,
Absolutely.
yep.
Well, indeed, he is definitely a father to be proud of. And he definitely has a gift for vision in the sense that he's spreading his creativity over many films and sharing his acting chops over many films. Please, 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 please tell everyone where they can follow you if they don't already know, Javon.
Well, you can go to my website. If you don't know me, you need to get to know me. www.youshouldknowme.com with the letter U. My IG is at Jevon Dewand, JeVonDewand. Stay tuned. I mean, I love everything about this magazine and everybody that's a part of it. It's about to come out, the Father's Day edition. Y'all got to stay tuned. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. We're going to Times Square and put it up on the billboard in Times Square, and we're going to always support our own and give flowers while they're here. Don't be talking about them when it's over with. It's three things I want to leave y'all with that is hard for us as Black people that I've learned to have: the power to defer, the power of appreciation, and the power of giving credit. Work on those three things, and love will go to a new level, and we'll be writing love notes on the clouds. Just that simple.
Wow. And that, my friend, is very profound. And we look forward. You already owe us another interview because you touted some things that would be coming up soon. So I look forward to following up with you again. Jevon Dewand, this has been a fantastic conversation. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Everybody, please, please see the Father's Day edition with Jevon on it. I've been told that he's done a fantastic job. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. I'm Mario Bonds. See you next time.
Mario.
Alrighty, that's the end of the recording, dude. Thank you so much. You've inspired me seriously, and I'm not inspired by a lot. I'm not inspired by a lot of things because I live in my head so much. But you've inspired me to stay the course.
Man, stay the course, man. Like, I'll give you something. This just for you. It's not recording, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, cool. You say I stay in my head. I want you to remember this right here. Most of the time, most people thoughts and their brain dictates their life. Your brain tell you what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, when you should do it, how you do it. We have to become the directors to our brain. We tell our brain what we want it to do. So the more input you put in your brain to stay the course, the more you tell that in manifestation, more you say that into the mirror and speak it out in the tongue, your brain and everything starts to believe it. That's why I read The Secret. That is the secret. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. Keep saying it. I believe it. I'm going
to. Wow.
Yes, and don't say I want to be. We don't want to be nothing. I'm going to be. I'm going to be. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to lose weight. So now when you make it a statement and it's clear, then the energy in the world becomes clear. When you question it, the world questions it. And you don't have to question it with coming out your mouth. You can question it in your spirit. So the more your spirit questions it, then the more the world picks up on it. It's just energy. So for you, don't overthink. Don't overthink.
That really just the idea of the fact that we do, with the brain, and especially the way, mental health can work and everything that we have going on. And especially when we look at how we might have come up, if we came up in adversity like I did and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. I've never, ever heard anyone put into words that way of redirect the command that it's you are the commander to your brain as opposed to your brain being the commander of you. That is something that is well consumable for me.
I'm glad
for that, brother. I appreciate that.
It's going to change your life, Jay. You got it, man. I can feel your energy through the screen. You have it. And so I don't want you to question it. I know it's a lot of things I've been through. Man, I've been shot, man. I ain't had no father. I can do that. And we can run down what I call buying a room in the problem hotel. I don't want to be in the problem hotel with everybody else with a room in the problem hotel. That's all they do. We are eagles. We have to figure it out, and we have to do it, in another way, man. We're not sitting around here talking about what happened to us. We're sitting around here taking it. I'm going to give you this. There's a difference between baggage and luggage. They do the same thing. I'm going to show you. Baggage is negative. What hurt me? Insecurities, mental health, whatever happened to me, abuse, all of these. You put it in your baggage. You and I go on a trip. You go to, the airport. You check your bag, and when you get off that plane, you're looking for your bag and you can't find it. You know why? Because everybody's bag looks the same. Now, when you repair your baggage, it don't be baggage no more. You carry around in style. So we go to the Louis store and get us a luggage, and we put that same stuff in it. But now when we talk about it, it's stylish. Man, my father went in my life, and I'm kind of glad that he wasn't in my life, because it's like a bad golf swing. I would have had to change all the bad habits he would have taught me to be a better father. So I'm kind of glad he wasn't in my life. You see how I turned that? Instead of talking about him not being in my life. And now I can get over it and be his friend and then understand why you wasn't there. And he's going to have his reasons like everybody else do. But you got to listen to him without being, inspired by your mother and the things that she might have told you about your father. Go in there with an open heart and an open mindset. And we became some of the best friends now, because at the end of the day, I turned the coin. My brain was telling me my father wasn't shit, and you was telling me all of this, but now that's really true. So now let me turn the coin. I'm glad he didn't do that, because it made me a better father. I'm glad this happened to me because it made me better. I don't want to go. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. When I say that, that means it's a blessing for me to go do the work. It's a blessing for me to talk to you. I woke up this morning. So I wake up in 70% every morning. I don't care what I'm on in the percentage. When I say percentages, I'm talking about 80 or better, because the number one blessing to me is waking up. There's no family, there's no love, there's no food, there's no money, there's no dreams without waking up. So I wake up, I get up, I stand up, and I say thank you every morning. And right then I'm in 70%.
Wow.
Right then. Right then. So you make up your mind, brother. You make it up. You write it down. You make it up and you stick to the GPS, the guided personal system that's tailor-made from you. You take the meat and leave the bones. What some things I may say, somebody else may say, but what you want to do is you want to get rid of the fat. That's all you want to do. You want to get rid of the negativity. You want to get rid of the doubters. You don't want to be that in your circle, because if that's in your circle, if you're dating a complainer, i.e., you will become the complainer.
Wow. Wow. Hey, look, we're definitely going to have to win. You know, you got this whole big Atlanta and Hollywood schedule going on, but you're going to have to be a mentor for me, sir.
That's all good, man. We'll work it out, brother. I got you.
I'll definitely, get your contact information through my editor in chief and what have you.
Okay.
And we'll definitely be in touch. Good touch. If I'm a still text. You can ignore me all you want, but I'm a still text, and you need to be a mentor for me, man.
That's all good, brother. I'm with you, man.
All right, God bless you, man. I appreciate it, and I'll definitely be in touch. I need to be. So thank you. Have a good
Does anyone still believe in paradise?